The doors of Queensland's Darling Downs Zoo remain shut this morning after a woman was attacked by a lion. It's understood she was in the carnivore precinct watching keepers work when her arm was grabbed by the big cat, causing severe damage to it. Following the incident, she was airlifted to hospital where she is believed to be in a stable condition. For more, we're joined by big cat biologist Dr. Alex Brakowski, live in Brisbane. Great to have you with us. We're still learning the details of this incident, but first off, how concerning is it that someone who wasn't a keeper was close enough to be bitten by this lion?
Thanks, Shervo. Thanks for having me. Yeah, so in sort of zoo care and zoo management, we have something called protective care, where we try and protect both the lions and the people, and that's done through isolation and kind of spatial distancing. So the fact that there was a non-sanctioned staff member, even in the presence of these big cats, is a little bit disconcerting.
I mean, protocols obviously are very strict when you're handling animals for both staff and the public at a zoo. I mean, when you hear of an incident like this, what could have gone wrong, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's the overwhelming sort of evidence that probably animals, so in this case the lions and the keepers, and potentially now the friends or family of these keepers, were in very close proximity to the lions themselves, which is something that should sort of never happen in these situations. The animal should always be sort of excluded in another enclosure, and then the staff working in that enclosure. So, yeah, something to me doesn't sort of make sense here.
It wasn't a direct family member based on a statement that was given by the zoo, nor was it a keeper. Just take us through, I mean, look, we're not prey. Humans aren't prey, right, for lions directly, but this stuff can happen. It's still in the instinct of a big cat like this, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the thing with these animals. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, and all it takes is one momentary lapse. So even though they're hand raised and tamed, there's always going to be that chance that they do something like this.
Based on your understanding of a potential bite or attack like this, I mean, it's kind of uneasy to talk about, but do you think there was any chance that they may have been able to salvage the arm, reattach the arm?
Let me say this to you, Shervo. Thank God that this happened in Australia, where there's really good medical care. Unfortunately, from what I understand, it was a lioness that attacked the victim. With something that has 2.5-inch canines, weighs 180 kilograms, I highly doubt that they would have been able to salvage the arm. Thank God that this happened here in Australia, not in the wilds of Africa.
I mean, just take us through, give us an understanding of the bite force that a big cat like this has.
Yeah, so we're talking about sort of one of the highest poundages per square inch, an African lion, but it's also just the sheer size. We're talking about an animal that's, a lioness would be something like 180 kilograms, towering over the victim. And then obviously also it's not just the bite force, but then also the mechanical issues of actually scratching the victim. So it's those two things together that would cause severe lacerations and then inevitably pretty severe blood loss. So yeah, it's pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, it is heavy stuff, and a horrible thing to talk about at breakfast television. But Alex, really appreciate your time. Thank you.